bro. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, hey, all right. I got the beat now. Got the beat. What's going on with everybody this morning? Round of applause. Came through early, man. You blessed me, bro. You gonna make me cry on air, bro. That's my South Coast. Don't do that to me, man. Y'all gonna make me get emotional on air, bro. Don't do that to me. That's my first ever super chat, man. My first ever, bruh. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much for that. Ah, made me get emotional on Father's Day, dog. But I wanted to say Happy Father's Day to everybody up out there, man. I came in here, I was listening to you, and I came in here with a show, and I said, you know what? I touch on a lot of things sometimes, and maybe I need to start a whole different platform for other things I want to talk about. Let's keep it sports and keep sports and right down the middle. I'm still a newborn when it comes to this internet etiquette and the way that I'm supposed to be online. So I'm learning every day. Like, I don't know if I ever told y'all this before, but I was off the internet for 10 years. 10 years. Let me be honest. I just got in some trouble on the internet. Was young, was a little skinnier then. And I had everything that everybody wanted. You know, everybody knew who I was, so forth and so on. And anyway, it just caused a lot of trouble in my relationship. Y'all get where I'm going with this, right? I don't have to put everything out there. So I decided to just go blank off the internet. So when my son, he's in 10th grade now. So this is what I'm telling y'all. He was like 3 years old. Just said, I'm done with the internet. It ain't nothing good here. Everybody want to flex. It's still a lot of the same things going on. Negativity rules everything, right? But when it first started, I was just like, nah, I'm not. I'm cool with this. Facebook had like just came out, and I just completely went blank from the internet. And a year ago, when I had first jumped back on and started this, and I decided to come back, and I said, if I'm going to go on the internet, then I might as well try to make something of it and try to be productive with it. And I lose sight of that sometimes, right? Because n- emotionalness, right? Me growing up, being a huge fan of Dion, and I'm just trying to be real for a minute for y'all, be vulnerable, because he done opened it all the way up out of me. South Coast, shout out to South Coast Kane, great guy. So I'm out there, and you know what I mean. I'm just getting out. Loved them my whole life. Everything about them. Did the dance, had all the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Every time it came out or whatever. And at Jackson State was some things people always were saying, oh, he's full of crack, full of this, whatever, whatever. But two things could be true though, right? So I don't talk negative about them because just a hater. It's because I care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with some of the things that you do. And I know it might be his personal life, and I'm learning like I can't judge him off of that in the space that I'm in. Like, it has to be sports. You know what I'm saying? It got to be sports. It can't be because something that went on with you and your baby mom and your kid, and then me feeling that way, even though it's out there. Like, I gotta learn how to separate that. And I'm still young with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all good. Hey, look, Katie, I appreciate all y'all support. Y'all be in here watching me when I'm horrible, when I'm decent. I appreciate all of y'all coming through, man. I love all of y'all for coming through and supporting me all the time. I appreciate it like so much for real. I wish I could really show my appreciation to y'all, but one day y'all would know. You know what I mean? Because if I ever make it, y'all be right there. You know what I'm saying? You know how everybody always got them people behind the scenes. Y'all would be there for sure. But he said, if it isn't love, why does it hurt so bad? Man, I'm telling you, I'm trying to tell you, South Coast. I'm trying to tell you, man. Trying to tell you. It'd be crazy, man, out here, man. But I wanted to open up the show before I even got rolling and I got started with just going through some We're gonna go through a couple of schedules together, get y'all opinions on some games. It's other teams, you know what I'm saying? And I got some other things to look at, but it ain't that long. I just wanted to give a big shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the uncles. Even if you ain't got kids, if you an uncle and you or an aunt and you just in somebody's life, like why ain't there an uncle and aunt day? I don't know, because they're important too, right? To kids' lives. I think so. If you there supporting them, I want to give a shout out to you too today. All right. That's all I want to do. So my rules, right? So I had made this rule list up, and it's called My Rules. That's why I call it My Rules of Life. And I don't know if somebody got them all everywhere. So number one is smile. Why? Because it always works out in the end. A good smile always works out in the end, right? All right. Two, be kind. You have the power to make people feel good. So be kind. Three, don't give up. If it doesn't work the first time, try to find another way. All right. Don't compare. Don't compare yourself, because everybody got a different journey. Everybody has a different journey. Five, avoid negativity. Avoid negative thoughts, situations, and people. I'm working on that. Six, make peace with your past. Focus on being in the present, creating a better future. Whatever you went through in the past, the past person and your mistakes, that's gone. That was yesterday, 15 minutes ago. Let's go now and into the future. Number seven, take care of your body and mind. Working on that also. One struggles to survive with one without the other. So you got to take care of both. Can have a good body, but a horrible mind. Can have a good mind, but a bad body. So put both of them together. All right. So them is my rules. I want y'all to remember those, note those. Think those was all right. If they was horrible, y'all let me know. But that's why I want to start that off. So I know, yeah, see, I just talked about this sports, but I seen this and it bothered me a little bit. It ain't bother me, but I just wanted to bring it up because I mean it's political, whatever. I guess I don't want to bring it up. So, but anyhow, Dr. Umar was on some show talking about a 28-year-old millionaire and why celebrities don't put money in back into their neighborhoods. Just honestly and quick answer, I don't think that it's upon celebrities to do so. I think that's some other issues that we'll talk about later because I just got finished talking about this and I can't bring that up. Got to stand on business. You heard me? All right. So, but look, BJ Green was out there. Y'all know he come from Arizona State University, and he was out there. He got just transferred to Colorado. So he comes to go over to Colorado, and you know how every player goes over there. They're got to be part of social media, whatever they're doing, or however they're doing that, right? So BJ Green gets on here. He says this. Let me play it for y'all. See if I can hear it.
I love you, meaning that I came here to play football. You know, we got guys who interact with you guys. I'm not one of them. I love you guys. I love Buff Nation. But I'm here to play football. I'm here to accomplish a mission. You know, meaning that
I like that. I like that. Shout out to him for that. He here to play football. He ain't trying to be all up in the media. He don't want no social media. He want to be there to play football. I like that about BJ Green. He focused. He's locked in, and I thought that was something to bring up. That was more on the positive side. You know what I mean? Because you don't see that a lot from players over there. I guess see they're really tapped into the name, image, and likeness over there. Mean it, and I'm sure y'all know it. I don't got to explain it to everybody that's in the chat, but if there anybody that is watching, I might have to explain it to their name, image, and likeness. They use that to full potential over there because of well-off media being over there. First of all, one of the biggest media outlets that's on the internet. Shout out to Bucky. He's doing an amazing job. He's even bigger than some sports channels. A lot of them, for real, for real. I mean, they bring his content up on First Take, on every show out there, Fox Sports, all of that. They bring his content up on a daily basis. So him, first off, being there and that being in that realm, and then you got Shador with his page. Shiloh has a page. Deion Sanders, of course. They are teaching people how to use their name, their image really to get a lot of niceness and then build a name. And he's like, I'm not into that. I'm just here to play football. Y'all gonna see me on Saturdays. Y'all not gonna see me on the internet trying to make content because that's not what I do. I'm here to sack quarterbacks to get TFLs and to play good ball. And I like that about him. He was honest about it, straight up and to the point. So I believe from now on, I think they shouldn't even give him the camera time. Just let him do him. Cause and then you know what I'm saying, because on another note, if they do keep putting the cameras in his face, it may make him feel uncomfortable. He's not used to that. He's basically telling them that. So leave BJ Green where he at, leave him off camera, let him ball out because it can be a distraction. It can be, but don't worry, Cuban Kane. I know you want to talk about the fight. I know you want to talk about the fight. He said, "Don't let anger dictate who you are." I feel that, Kane. I feel that, South Coast, and I won't, and I won't, and I won't. And I know Cuban in the back, and I know you want to hear me talk about the fight because I gotta address that. We gonna stop the Tank dissing trucking. I don't think I was dissing Tank, right? I thought I was more or less just ripping on Tank. It's just something we do culturally, right? It's just something that happens, right? For real. Like you just sitting around your homeboys, y'all just talking a whole bunch of noise, y'all just ripping on each other, just going in and out with each other. That's just what y'all do, right? This is what we do. You know what I mean? Having a good time. We just talking to each other. And I thought that's what I was doing with Tank, right? You know, trolling him a little. I guess they call it trolling now, you know, whatever. But that's all I was doing was just trolling him a little bit. You know, no harm, no foul, no harm, no foul. But Tank is a great fighter. He is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. Like he knows what he's doing. I mean, I've heard every expert and I've seen what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Because I got to study that too and try to back up what they're saying. Fact check these guys sometimes. You got to. You got to do it with me and everybody else. I advise you to do that. But what they're saying about Tank is true. He knows how to set people up. In those rounds he's losing, it's almost like he's sitting there taking the punches and counting. Okay, he likes throwing that jab, jab, jab. Okay, then he comes with that that overhand left or overhand right. So he's counting their punches, their movers, watching their movement, their shoulders, and how they set up. Because I heard if you're really good with boxing and the shoulders, if a person's about to throw a punch, you can actually see their shoulders setting for that punch. But I guess that's why boxers are trained to just always keep their body tight so you can't tell when they're throwing punches. Correct me when I'm wrong now. So, you know, but Tank is good at getting their tails, knowing when these punches are coming. That's what makes him a great counter puncher and a great setup artist. Now, yesterday, Frank Martin did give Tank a good fight. He gave him a great battle. He gave him a great battle. Let's call that what it is. He cut him up, lumped him up a little bit, but in the end, I mean, he let Tank come in and do him. He get post that get off the ropes, get out the corner. He stopped moving, but he even said he was getting tired. And that goes into what saying like what Shad was saying yesterday when we was on the fans' point of view, like fighters got to stop weight bullying. Now I'm learning what that term is now. Like if that's not your natural weight, you probably shouldn't be fighting in that class. I mean, you could lose 5 pounds. I mean, if you 5 pounds over that, you 140 naturally. Yeah, you could fight at 135. But if you won what, let's say 150 naturally, and then you want to keep fighting at 135, you're gonna be weight drained. And there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Like people keep using that for excuses. I seen people tweet that out, and like to be honest, like knowing what I'm knowing now in boxing, even though I'm still a casual, it's it's horrible for people to say that. Like there's a guy right here, there's a tweet right here, y'all. It says, I mean, I guess he's called the woke sports fan. It came across, I bookmarked it. Tank Davis last 5 opponents: Frank Martin, weight drained. Ryan Garcia, weight drained. Hector Garcia pulled up from 130. Rolly Romero, bum, and I don't know what WD mean. Wow, I don't know. Pitbull Cruz, arguably he lost that fight, I guess. I don't look. All I'm saying is that there's just excuses. It's excuses. Now, will he fight somebody that's really gonna up here with the skill level? Because I've also seen something in out there Cuban where his trainer, give me Calvin, right? Calvin, his trainer, was in a corner with Tank, and Tank came out and he told Tank, he said, look, let's go at him, finish him. He's not on your level. He's not on your level. But the whole time Calvin's sitting there selling the fight and telling everybody that Frank's a good fighter. But he be knowing these guys not on his level. He knows these guys aren't on his level. And that's all that, I think some people want to see is some people, you know what I mean? But look, I get it. I get it. It's the hustle, it's the game. And I want to give Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, the biggest round of applause, because he's rocking the game out. He's doing what he's supposed to do in the game, man. That's the game of boxing. This is how fighting goes. This is how it goes. You get out there and having an undefeated record, yeah, that helps, but he's getting the maximum amount of money. He's got a lot of support behind him. He's not taking too many punches, I guess. I mean, well, that's a lot, because Tank like getting hit. I guess he likes to feel the guy's punches or he goes off, but he's doing what he's supposed to do out there. And it's the business of boxing. It's just how boxing goes. And me being a casual, I don't think that I'll ever get into it, man. I think MMA is something more of my speed, because boxing is just the way it is now. I heard that what they say is Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh was supposedly trying to buy out all the big promotion companies, and now I don't know if you heard the same thing, and trying to form a boxing league. If that happens and they could find a way to keep the boxers getting paid similar to what they are now on contract, I think that'll help the whole boxing out, because then fights will be made. There will be the fights that everybody want to see, that the competition level, the guys who are on his level, I should say, you know what I mean, fighting him. Because I mean, if you can help me out here, and I really want your input, I'll take nothing personal out here. It's all funny and wild, I'm always learning. I don't know who is on his level, who can give him a good fight, who is on his level. I heard Shad name somebody yesterday. I can't remember the guy's name, but that's all we want to see, a challenge. And I think he took him to the 7th, 8th round. Um, but he gassed out. He gassed out. Now, Katie, you said I know zero about boxing, but I want to see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul into next year. Yo, that's wild. I like that might be a good one. They said, but look, man, Mike Tyson is old, and Jake Paul ain't nothing to be played with. I won't sleep on anybody whose hands is registered. Like I said yesterday, they're a professional for a reason. Their hands is registered for a reason. Even though he's a TikTok boxer, I think, honestly, y'all gonna get on me for this, but I honestly believe Jake Paul has made boxing relevant in this era. Like is what keeps boxing where it's at. Like he knows how to sell everything. He even did it so good to where he got Ryan Garcia wanting to be an influencer. Everybody has to use social media in a body. Like Jake Paul started something in that boxing ring. Let's just be honest with that. He's brought boxing into the new era. Like, so I will give Jake Paul that. Now, Mike Tyson being older is the only thing I'm worried about that. But he still look, I mean, as far as hitting the bag, hitting the hand, the hand pads and everything, he look all right. He looked good for his age. I ain't gonna lie, he looked like he in shape for his age. I know if Jake Paul let Mike Tyson hit him, I know he going night because it still do look like Mike Tyson got that Iron Mike in him, man. Boy, I was just watching some of those old school fights, man. It was late night. I'm sitting in the bed and I'm sitting there watching old school Mike Tyson, just all his knockouts, and it was kind of like a documentary on him. Boy, Mike Tyson was a bad man, bro. Like, oh my, and he used to get him out there early. But see, that's back when boxing was like, it was really a fight. Like, them fighters went in there and fought. Like, they was cool after the fight, but they was in there toe to toe, just like, come on, like, let's go. First one down, let's get it. We ain't in here for no, and some fighters went to the later rounds. I guess people start seeing now, like, okay, I could, hit him a couple times, move around and make this fight last and go there. But man, like Mike just go in there and get him gone. And drugs and alcohol, I think, was declined his career. To be honest, that's just my opinion. I think that got to Mike, the Hollywood lifestyle, being a superstar. I think it got to him, and I think he'll probably say the same thing. Is like when he started using and everything, he started declining, and that's for a lot of people though. People don't think that drugs and alcohol really affects your game, but I think it does. I really think that it does because it takes something from you. You're putting a poison into your body. No matter what you want to say and how you want to say it, you're putting that into your body, and your body treats you how you treat it, right? So we all agree on that one. But I definitely want to see that. So I want to talk about a couple of these schedules, right? What's this? What's this I got pulled up here? Oh yeah, there was a play in the WNBA, and yeah, she just got tossed to the ground all crazy. And they talking about like Kennedy Carter, and I wish they would just stop with the negative publicity with the WNBA, man. I don't know if any of y'all checked out my Caitlin Clark not making the Team USA video, but I thought at the end of the video I had some good points towards the end of it. And what I was saying was simply, are the women of the WNBA truly ready for the media attention that they're really asking for? Meaning that I seen a couple of interviews and how they conducted themselves. Not saying that I don't know if they're media trained or not because they're not used to that, right? They're not used to the media and how they follow the men around, Katie, and how things go. Do you honestly, and I'm asking y'all too, because I want y'all to interact and become a part of this conversation. Do y'all honestly believe and think that the WNBA is ready for the attention that they're asking for? Because with that comes a lot of paparazzi. Your personal life becomes the internet's, especially if you're a star on a team. Any relationship you might have with a star on a team, people use that, and they always looking for something to throw in there and to compare you to somebody, right? And this is what comes with that, you know. Now everybody want to pay attention to the little things and compare this and compare that. Do you honestly think? Do y'all believe that they're ready for that? That's all I'm asking. I'm asking y'all that one question today. She said, I watched Tommy Hearns and Duran the other day. Damn. Word, word. I like that. But I mean, I just, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, I believe. I believe that was a good question to ask. Or are they really ready for that? Because they're asking for a lot of things that's gonna now put them in the public eye in a way that they never been because they've been able to fly under the radar, right? And now they're gonna be looked at heavy and in the media. And what comes that dumb rhetorical questions that people ask, that a reporter may ask just to get underneath their skin, just to get underneath their skin, knowing they and to see how they react to that and markability and so forth and so on. You said, I think the younger players are ready because they are in tune with it. I agree. I agree 100%, Katie. Good, good. I agree with that. I do, because they were raised on it, right? They were raised with the whole social media era and how to maneuver in that and how to use that for their brand and potential uh investors or so forth or so on, right? Yeah, so they're used to that. I agree. I agree for that. But do you think that as a whole they are, you know? But I agree. Good reply. I believe that. All right, so Iowa, y'all. Just real quick, real quick. We ain't got to spend a lot of time on it. It's Father's Day. I don't know what y'all got going on the grills and all of that out there, but Iowa, Iowa, Iowa. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. So I think they got good coaching over there. And I just wanted to pull up some games real quick and just try to go through the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Just really as fast as possible. Illinois State should be a dub. Should be a win, right? Should be. Iowa State is in the Big 12. People are sleeping on the Cyclones a lot. They are really sleeping on Iowa State heavy. I don't know why they're not. I mean, I don't know. I hear some people talking about them that seem like they know the game of football. But then there's some people who just totally overlook them in the Big 12. Iowa State may and could possibly be the Big 12 champions. Now, and there's three teams who I think, like, I mean, obviously Utah because of the program they are, returning quarterback, everything. West Virginia because of their returning quarterback and their running backs and their core guys. They did lose some offensive linemen. That's a little, you know what I mean? But then Iowa State, I believe they're out there too. So, Troy, that should be a dub, but that's not going to be easy. An easy dub. Minnesota, they should probably beat them. Ohio State's a loss. Washington's a loss. Michigan State should be a win. Northwestern should be a win, but I don't know. Good coaching over there. David Braun knows what he's doing over there. Took a whole 1-11 team to 7-5, and they did beat Utah in a bowl game. Now I know Utah's players was out and everything else, and I believe when players sit out for their bowl games and people say, well, their players sat out, I believe that's the equivalent of people weight draining themselves to go down and wait. Like, don't make the excuse. Nobody told y'all to sit out in your school lost. They lost, they lost. It is what it is. A loss is a loss. Y'all didn't show up to the bowl game. Your school got humiliated in the bowl game. You didn't represent your school. They lost. It's an L. We could talk about it, and it's a loss. Period. Nothing else to talk about that. You said Utah has one of the best head coaches in college football. I like that, Katie. Agree. I think they got a good culture around there. We were talking about that last night on the round table a little bit. Cuban got into a whole good spiel about how he didn't want Miami to be one of the programs who just relied on the portal and how he wanted there to be some continuity and chemistry and just a good program like how Utah is, because those are the programs who go far into the playoffs. And I agree with him. When you get to looking at the playoff last year and how it was and how these teams are good is because of that. Like, for instance, perfect example, I just got finished talking about Northwestern. They were 1-11. David Braun came up there, first time head coach, rookie head coach, took them to a 75 75 record. I think they finished off 8-5, I believe it was 7-5. Correct me if y'all can help me out there, but it was one of those. And mind you, he kept all his players from like the 1-11 team that was in the Big Ten. Came in there, changed some things up, coached them up, developed some of the guys better, a little bit better. Came in made the right moves, and they wind up having a great season last year. And I think that was largely because that taste of defeat. Sometimes when you take a big L like that in life, period, in life in general, when you lose at something bad to where you could have did a lot better, your comeback is even harder. It makes you want it even more. You know what I mean? In a crazy way. Like, I get what I'm saying. Like, it just makes you want whatever it is even more. And taking out 1-11 team that got totally embarrassed in the Big Ten, going in there making a few adjustments, a few changes, and they wind up having a phenomenal season last year. I mean, to go from 1-11 to 7-5, 8-5, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. I was expecting Colorado to do something like that last year, and I don't think enough people talk about Northwestern. That just goes under the radar. Like, people really don't even talk about that. That is huge. That's big. I think there was only a couple of teams that actually did that last year. It was USF was one, Northwestern, and I think it was somebody else, but I can't remember the other team. But yeah, that was huge, and they did that like that. So that goes into exactly what Cuban was talking about. Shout out to Cuban out there, you know what I mean, dropping it, because that's exactly what wins games, is that they all knew how it felt to take a L. Wisconsin, I believe Wisconsin going to play a lot better. I don't think that which I call him TVD, Tyler Van Dyke. I don't think that, I said it before a long time ago. I don't know, y'all could probably pull it up, but I don't think Miami was just the right fit. I don't think it was too much for him. Just too much. The bright lights, the way that it is, distractions. Wisconsin college being like the biggest thing they got. Well, it's not the biggest thing, but it is huge. Wisconsin college football is huge. The Badgers football is huge up there. One of the one things out there besides cornfields and crops and all that other stuff that's up that way. Ain't this, and they do make the best cheese up there. We give them that, right? We love Wisconsin cheese, but yeah, like I think he'll do good up in a setting like that. I think he'll be decent. Um, they're not going to probably rely on him to throw as much as they did down there in Florida. They'll run the ball more, play some good defense, and they'll let them rip it loose. I don't think that a quarterback has to have a 300-yard game to be solidified as a good quarterback. I think a good quarterback, I like game managers better. I do. I like game managers better than game changers because I think that shows more leadership, unselfishness, a guy that could come in and manage a game. And people think that that's a bad term. Like, why is that a bad term? By the way, I know I'm bringing that, but why is that a bad term? Being a game manager of a football, why is that a bad thing? A manager, the word manager goes into so many positive things, except when we're talking football, right? A game managing quarterback. Like, why is that bad? That you have to be a smart to be a manager, correct? You have to know what person is good on the fries, what person has to work the grill, the cash register, count the money, get the books right. In a football field, you got to know what lineman is in this position, what defense, what technique that is, what guy he's setting up in the B gap, the five over there, got a wide nine, got the mic over here. Got to be able to read all that, right? That's a game manager is a good football term. Correct me when I'm wrong out there, y'all. Like, why is this such a bad term? Why is people trying to take that and make it a negative? Being a game manager is actually a good thing because you're smart. You're a smart football player. You're getting out there and you're knowing things. And I think he's seen I think he's learned from some of the things that he went through in Miami. I hate to say that, y'all, and whatever else went on, but I think, because they're not going to rely on him to throw the ball as much, and um, I think he'll have a good thing. But being a game manager, back to that, man, it's not a bad term. So, and I like those guys who can go out there and see that and make those adjustments. Those are, in my opinion, quarterbacks who wind up with longevity, both in the pro level and at the collegiate level. Think those are rare commodity nowadays. Think they're rare nowadays. Guys who can do that. The last few college football champs had game managers at quarterback. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. I believe that. And they're, that's a good term. I don't want to know why some people take it as a negative. I believe it's good. JJ McCarthy, good quarterback, right? Game manager. Knew what he was doing. Knew what he was doing out there. People give me heck about Bo Nix on that one. I believe Bo Nix is also one of those guys who fall into that, but we'll see. We'll see. I got a little bet going. UCLA. Despite what UCLA is doing, I think that'll be a good game. I think Iowa might get the dub just because they're used to that rookie head coach and Deshaun Foster first year. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm leaning towards Iowa with that game. Could go either way though. Could go either way because it could. But Iowa got a good program. Maryland, I think they'll lose to Maryland. Maryland's building something over there sneaky good. And Nebraska, the last game of the season. Versus Nebraska at home. I say that Nebraska gets that. I think Nebraska gonna have a better year. Matt Rule under there. This is a question I wanted to just ask y'all. Who got the best receiving core in college football? Just a quick question before we get rolling. Who to y'all has the best receiving core in college football? The best wide receiver room, wherever y'all want to say. Who do y'all believe? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna keep moving. Wait on y'all to put that up in there. Let me take a Stetson Bennett at UGA. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cheers. I'm drinking my coffee real quick. Let y'all partner on that. Kentucky, good football program. I think that's coming up this year. I think that they grabbed up some key pieces. Dang it, man. Then they grabbed the running back from Ohio State, right? They got Brock Vandergrift from Georgia, and Georgia was. I mean, they had two good quarterback, Carson back and Brock. I don't think Brock was willing to wait. He wanted to showcase his talents. He is a good quarterback, though. I heard a lot of Georgia podcasts and guys talk highly on Brock. Ohio jokes. Why you say that, man? Why you say that, Katie? You don't like Ohio? You don't like Ohio? I do. I like. I mean, look, Buckeyes is the Buckeyes, man. But I'm in Buckeye country, so I mean, I see some different Ohio State fans that's more realist. I wish I can get some of them on the show and get some of them in the room. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try to space it out a little bit and just have some of them guys come in here because the Ohio State fans I know are realists, right? They're concerned about quarterbacks. They're really concerned about their quarterback. They think it's going to be Will Howard, and they think that might be an issue with this upcoming season. You hate the Suckeyes, so that must mean that you're a Michigan fan. Then you Michigan. Who's your favorite team, Katie? Who's your favorite team? Michigan. What? Because you said you hate the Suckeyes. Now I only hear people say that when your favorite team's in the Big Ten. I think this is a fairly easy. Well, no, I ain't gonna say easy. They got Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia, Ole Miss. I don't want to say Florida because I don't know how Florida's gonna be, but that's still gonna be a good man. And they got Texas. They got the three big dogs in that SEC. The three top the teams. I think Georgia, Texas, and Ole Miss this year. I think Ole Miss is probably going to be the best in the SEC. Call it what y'all want. That's what I believe. That's just me. I think Georgia is the second behind them, then Texas, and that's just me. But I think Texas and Georgia is like right there. I don't know why, but it's just how I feel. All the on paper right now. I mean, we'll see when the season come up. But let me jump up into this. All right, because I thought Katie was going to tell me her favorite team. So they got Southern Miss to open up the season. Southern Miss, I think they will win that game. South Carolina, I still think that they're building some things over there. I do like that new young quarterback they got over there. I forgot his last name. Somebody help me on the chat there, but I do like the way he looked behind Spencer Rattler. He came in and he did play like I think it was like the spring game or something. And um I think he made it came in and got a couple of snaps, but I like the way he looked. Young guy, tall, athletic. I seen him make some kind of throws, but look at like I said, but I like the way his speed was looking. Georgia's Georgia. They got all the guys coming back like how Michigan did last year. Even though they have a lot of their big guys coming back, I'm just going a little bit against the grain, a little bit against it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but logically, when you got those older players, how great they was, and a lot of those guys coming back for one reason and one reason only to win a national championship, they probably will because they got that taste of defeat in their mouth, and that's a strong thing. Like just how I went over Georgia will definitely they'll be a top team in the SEC, but I think that Ole Miss edges them. But so Kentucky, I think they dropped that game, and they going to. I think they drop it. I do, and they're going to be at home versus the Ohio Bobcats. It's a good G5 team out here in the MAC. MAC is the area I'm into. So, but they ain't got nothing on Kentucky. Be a good little tune-up game. Then they go to Ole Miss. I think they dropped that game in Ole Miss. Tough place to play. In the SEC, they dropped that game, but then they play Vandy at home. I think they beat Vandy. They go to Florida. They go see Florida got some games at home. Uh, um, I think they get Florida. I think that'd be a good game versus Auburn at home. Auburn is an up and rising team in the SEC West. They're young. They're definitely relying on a lot of their freshmen to come in and play because of the transfer portal, people leaving, and just the way college football is, the landscape of it now. So they're relying on a lot of their true freshmen to come in and give them a boost. But I definitely would say to watch for Auburn in the next couple of years. So this season here, I'm kind of giving Auburn a pass by having so many freshmen and coming out and saying that and being honest about it. Their coach is not hiding it. He's not hiding the fact that he's relying on a lot of freshmen to come in and help his team win games. And when you're doing that and you're being upfront and honest about that, I have to respect that about Auburn and what they're doing out there. So, look, I'll give them a pass this year, just to see how competitive they are and they're, see if they're resilient. That's what I'm looking for in Auburn, to see how they handle adversity and if they're resilient or not. And so not this year, but next year, I'll definitely be looking for them to make a big jump with a lot of those true freshmen having played 13 games in the college system. This year, I just want to see that where they at with that. Like I said, Tennessee at Tennessee, it's a rivalry game. Um, it'll be a tough game because of the rivalry. Tennessee probably squeaks that out, but look, I believe in Brock Vandergrift so much. Think they beat them. Murray State, that's a dub. Think they go to Texas and they lose that game. I think they definitely lose that game. Um, and then they got Louisville, and I think that's where they help Miami. For some reason, Louisville gonna need to win that game, and Kentucky gonna beat them. That's gonna help Miami advance. I love y'all, Canes. I love y'all. What she say? She said, "I hate the Canes. I hate the suckers because of the whine after UGA the ball on them. They still whining about Marvin Harrison getting knocked out. Are they for real?" You said, "In a Mike Bobo offense, the QB is always the game manager, but they get drafted." Yes, absolutely. Look, absolutely, Katie. Look, you gotta come up on the show sometimes. Sometimes we need that we need that lady on the show, right? At the round tables and on the fans' point of view, right? You're welcome. Y'all gotta come. The ladies have to come and sit down and give y'all football expertise. I think it balances out everything. The guys won't be so rah-rah because you'll be there, like you'll be you know how it is. I don't have to explain it, but come and sit down. Come and chop it up, Katie. You know what I'm saying? Come and chop it up. Get with South Coast when they do the round tables. They don't send me the schedules, but I would like y'all to send it to me in my DMs when y'all jumping on the round tables. I had a blast on the round table last night. Y'all talked a little bit of current Miami football, and I was able to give a little bit of input and insight on that, and I had a ball. Just even if I'm not speaking on it, I would still like to be there, just to be the troll of the show, to bring a little bit of entertainment. I think it was cool. I think Shad was cool with it a little bit. But look, they come and join us, Katie. We would love it. I'm sure the guys would love for you to be coming up because you always give some great insight on football. You know what I'm saying? I believe it. So yeah, come join us for sure. Always welcome. Always. But they help them out. Now, Transfers out now. Everybody's seen that. It's old. I'm sure y'all know what this is from the 14th. It's 2 days late. But look, it's a fine wine. Get better with time. You know what I'm saying? Look, the transfers that are excuse me, I'm sorry. The transfers out, we already know what's going on. I'm not gonna pick on them and say that, but that matters. If that matters or not, because you got other teams on there that make that work, even though some of the guys like they go in there and they just pick and they supplement and they're out of there. They don't go and build a whole team on a portal. You know what I mean? I don't think that is going to work. I don't think that's healthy for a team. But Indiana is, I think this is one of those teams who with Kurt Segnetti coming from James Madison, a lot of his players came from James Madison with him. If not, down near the half of the whole team came. So that's why they're up there. A lot of this may fool you. You know what I mean? When you get to looking at these numbers right here, uh, I don't think they're telling a true story with that, because Indiana, that's where a lot of their transfers came from. James Madison, with their head coach being the head coach at Indiana. By the way, Indiana was a team who lost a lot of big games and late, but they actually didn't look that bad. Go back and watch some of them games, y'all. It's easy. They're all over YouTube, and you'll see what I mean about Indiana. Like, they scored the first touchdown versus Penn State. They gave Ohio State a dogfight. Michigan, they turn the ball over, and but other than that, it's like, and then it's like they was giving up. They was giving up during the game. But go watch the games, y'all, and y'all see what I'm talking about, like the toughness, and that's going to change with Kirk there. Kirk Cignetti, he's going to bring a whole different attitude to Indiana and his guys. So I'm excited to watch them in the Big Ten and see what they do. Michigan State, 36 transfers. Yeah, I don't think that's good for them. But like I said, a lot of their guys come from Oregon State too. So that's where a lot of that's coming from. Alabama is another one of them schools. First year head coach. And Kellen DeBoer, a lot of his guys followed him, and then he picked up supplemental. Louisville, we know what Louisville did. A lot of their guys transferred out. Some went to the NFL. I don't know what's going on with Louisville. They're just trying to keep up with Miami. We know what Miami and the Hurricanes is doing. Crystal ball. Y'all know how y'all coach give it up. I don't got to explain that one to y'all at all because y'all know a lot more than me when it comes to Miami. I defer to y'all all the time when it comes to that. I listen to all of y'all shows and I gain a lot of knowledge about Miami. I love South Coast Canes, his shows, because he goes into the past and breaks down the past games, and it's almost like it's back to the future because you're just looking at things from the past and like, this is going on now. Like, this ain't like what's changed. There ain't no difference. Like, and he breaks that down beautifully, like no other. Shout out to him. Arkansas, another one of those guys, and that's what's going on here with this list. Houston, new head coach. Cincinnati, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing here. In USC, I don't know that that's going to help them or not. I think that's not, this is exactly why I think SC will not have the season that they want, to be honest, especially in the Big Ten. And Colorado, he just lives and dies by the portal. That's what goes on there. The last schedule I want to take, and I wish you was here, bro. I wish you was here, Shad, because I want to talk about your Oregon schedule. Is this a tough schedule for Oregon? Let's be honest, y'all. Is this a tough schedule for Oregon? They got Washington. I think it'd be tough. Well, they're in the Big Ten now, right? But they're not playing the toughest in the Big Ten to ask me. I think they got Ohio State. Gotta give them what they got. All right. They'll be all right. Maryland and Michigan, I ain't gonna sleep on him. I ain't gonna definitely not sleeping on Michigan. I think that it's a disservice to what people is doing to my guy over there, Sharon Moore. I honestly do. I honestly think it's a disservice because they did have 18 go to the NFL, right? They did. But they also kept a lot of their players who were there. The guys who knew they weren't going to start and wanted to start, maybe some of those guys shuffled around, but for the most part, they kept their core guys. All those guys that just went to the NFL went through the Michigan system for 4 years, and they got a lot of guys who are coming up next year that's going to step into that system. They know Shamar Moore. They know him. They're going to play. Michigan is going to be better than what a lot of people think, including myself. I think I didn't give them a fair record in the beginning, and I think I'm starting to retract on that because when I got their guy, they kept a lot of their guys, and that matters. That matters a whole lot. All right, but let's just go through it. Idaho, win. Boise State, win. Oregon State, win. UCLA, win. Good game. Michigan State, win. Look, Oregon, Ohio State. I think that might be the first loss they take is Ohio State, honestly. Purdue, win. Illinois, win. Michigan, I think that I don't know how that's going to go, but I'll give it a 50-50 game. Maryland, win. Wisconsin, going to be a battle at Wisconsin, only because it's at Wisconsin. Going to be a good game. But I still think they pull out the dub in that game. And Washington, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say he's a bad head coach because he's not. He's not. He's a great head. He's a good coach. Coming from Arizona, even though he switched up on them boys and everything else. But I do not want Washington fans that have their expectations thinking that they're going to win another national championship because to be the runner-up, their only way that you can possibly have a better season is to be a runner up again or to win a national championship. And I don't think that they're going to do that their first year in the Big Ten, but I do think that they'll have a good year, 8-9 win year. But when Oregon played Arizona, it was a blowout, and I think the same thing will happen to Washington. So that's a win. I think they only take one in a possible. Ohio State, Michigan. That's the only people on the schedule that I can honestly see beating Oregon. They're good. Their schedule's set. I think it's a very favorable schedule for them, and seeing where those games are placed at on the schedule. But look, man, that's all I got for y'all this morning, man. You said be careful what I asked for. What did I? Look, man, that was the quick hour. That was a quick hour, unless I'm just long-winded. But we've been on here for 54 minutes. I've been listening to me ramble for 54 minutes. It is Father's Day. I want y'all to have a blessed Father's Day. Remember the 7 rules. I'll read the 7 rules to y'all again before we get on up out of here, because I'm going to probably clip them and put them up. Stay tuned, because I'm going to put all the clips out of fans' point of view, and then I'll do the morning afters probably tomorrow. But coming up today, I'll be putting clips out from I'll be clipping the show fans' point of view, breaking that down into segments and the little videos so y'all can watch those. Make sure I hit the like button. Keep supporting each other up out here. I appreciate all the love and respect I got out here, man. And yeah, man, y'all just have a blessed good day, man, for real. But let me read these rules to y'all again. Number 1, smile. It always works out in the end, a good smile. Number 2, be kind. Have the power to make people feel good. Be kind. Number 3, don't give up. If it doesn't work the first time, find another way. Number 4, don't compare yourself to nobody, because everybody got a different journey. Number 5, avoid negativity, negative thoughts, situation, and people. Number 6, make peace with your past. Focus on being in the present, creating a better future for yourself. What you did in the past, it don't matter. 15 minutes ago, don't matter. Let that go. Live for now and into the future. Number 7, take care of your body and your mind, because one struggles to survive without the other. You can have a great mind, bad body. Great body, bad mind. But if we're trying to take care of both of them, makes us a better person. And thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all know how Truckin' Chubby does when I'm up out here. Make sure y'all tune in to the fans' point of view. I'm up out here. Much love. Peace.
Want to see Truckin' Chubby live and co-host Shed? Tune in at Fans Point of View. Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.
Y'all see the before, you see the after.